Now, I believe it was Newton's third law of motion, which states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Unfortunately, it doesn't work quite the same way in the world of corporate entertainment, where the rule would be better described as, for every 50 or so actions, there's an extremely belated and insufficient reaction. A good example of this would be the disastrous series of flops we've seen over the past year or two. Projects like Rings of Power,
Love and
Peter
Thunder,
Pan and
I
Wendy,
forgot about it,
Ahsoka,
man. Don't bring it
She-Hulk,
back. Oh,
Resident
God.
Evil, Robin Hood, The Witcher,
The flashbacks.
The Marvels, and most recently, Madam Web.
Why did you say that name?
I mean, let's be honest here, that was a movie that anyone with more brain cells than me after 6 pints of Skull Splitter knew was going to be
suffering, man. The fucking suffering. From all that shit he just listed, bro, I'm so glad I didn't have to hear. I'm so glad I didn't watch all of those. I was smart enough to stay. I was smart enough to stay away. Like when you hear some woke shit, you already know what it is. You already know what time it is. With the shit going on the way that it is right now, so you already know what time it is. I'm not
despite
gonna
having an opening weekend almost as long as its entire theatrical run if it carries on at this pace. I love this quote from the Hollywood Reporter from a North American distributor. On Wednesday night, you could actually watch advance ticket sales declining in real time as buyers were refunding their tickets. It really says something when you'd rather have Shazam 2 numbers. The point is that when a big flop like this happens, the access media tends to scramble to find a convenient and politically acceptable excuse. But in this case, the Hollywood Reporter seems to have made an admission about the film's target audience that I don't think anyone expected. Quote, I don't know if women are enough to carry the box office here, one veteran studio source outside of Sony says. Indeed, males make up 65 to 70% of the superhero audience in North America. In the case of Madam Web, the percentage of female viewers was still only 46%. Now pay attention, 007, because this one's important. Madam Web was a superhero movie specifically designed to appeal to a female.
Hold on. Let's see those stats again.
Sony says, indeed, males make up 65
because
to 70%
you're fucking retarded. That's why. That's why. Not the critical drinker. The people
the percentage of
who
female
are
viewers
wondering why the
only 46%.
Fuck a superhero movie. Fucking superheroes, man. Why? Okay. When you fucking push a genre to be some shit that is not supposed to be, and you get people that aren't into that shit, you're trying to force a demographic of shit that's not for the fuck. That's like if you're trying to sell nail polish to men. Sure, there's some weird ass niggas that's gonna buy this shit anyway. Like a small percentage, especially if you market it really well, but you're never gonna make a successful business out of that shit. You're never gonna make a successful business. It'd be like if you tried to make Barbies all guys. Like, let's switch it from pink, make it blue, and make a bunch of dudes, and make a bunch of dumbass slogans. It's a fucking, what's his name? It's a Ken world instead of it's a Barbie world. Not as catchy, but the point remains. It's about the point that I'm fucking making. You can't have that and expect it to perform at the same level as the other shit. You can't do it. Can't do it. But people are I don't think they're this stupid either. I genuinely don't think that they're as stupid as they pretend to be, because they got these jobs somehow. You know, they got these jobs somehow, and it's not by being a retard. Actually, maybe it is. Maybe I'm overestimating it. Look, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think that these niggas are genius and they just are trying to be fucking dickheads, or they're just retarded? I don't know. Fuck it.
It's got a female lead, a trio of female supporting characters, a female director, and a female-led writing team. And guess what? None of it helped. Women didn't turn out to see it, not in the numbers they needed anyway. It was the same problem with The Marvels. That film had 3 female leads, a female director, and an all-female writing team. And what happened to it? The male audience was put off by a movie that did everything except
nobody gives a
screenings. The
nobody gives a
much-anticipated female audience failed to show up, and as a result, it was the biggest biggest box office flop in MCU history. So tell me, what exactly did these two movies have in common? That's right, they both tried to pander to an audience that was never going to see them in the first place. You know, it's actually kind of funny reading articles from mainstream outlets that cover stuff
I didn't
like
even
this,
watch
because
it.
it's like watching someone with an almost
I didn't even watch the trailers. That's how you know it's bad. I won't even watch the fuck. I watched the trailer for She-Hulk, man. Just to put that into perspective. Like, you know how bad, how utterly trash something has to be for me to not even watch the trailer. I would at least watch the trailer to make fun of it, man. Like, I can't even do that. I can't even do that when it comes to garbage of such unprecedented magnitudes. When we get stuff like the fucking what's it called? The Marvels. I don't even like saying it. I don't even like saying the words. I don't like saying the names. That's how I feel dirty. I feel like, what the fuck, bro? It's a hard video to get through, man. It's fucking hard. I love the Drinker's content because he's good at what he does, but it's the issue with it's just the issue with what it's about. Like, I don't even like thinking about this woke shit, bro. It's so fucking it's so stupid, and it's so simple too. It's such an easy fix. That's what the problem is, man. That's why it's let me just
complete jigsaw puzzle who simply refuses to put the final piece into place because they don't like the picture that it forms. Well, if they won't do it, then I'll have to do it for them. Because here's an inconvenient truth, dear viewer. Men and women tend to be interested in different things.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
You're so stupid. You're so dumb.
I know, it's truly an earth-shattering revelation, but there it is. In fact, if you care to break
what
down the
I'm
box office
saying,
statistics by
man.
gender, you'll find that women make up 85% of audiences for romance
It's
movies
so
and 70%
dumb.
for musicals. Men, on the other hand, make up 70% of the audience for superhero movies,
Now we have to get to this
75%
point
for action movies,
where
and
it's so
65% for science fiction and
outside
fantasy.
of this
In fact,
universe,
this nifty
just
little
to
graphic
say
from the
something
British
that's
Film Institute
common-
breaks down the preferred genres
common
for men and
sense.
women, and you can clearly see the difference in preference between them. That's not a good or a bad thing,
This is
but
why-
it is a thing.
this is
that
why I
movie
love the Critical
studios should
Drinker,
pay
'cause he
attention
says
to.
the
Instead, they've been
truth,
doing the exact
and he
opposite
puts it in such an
recent years.
articulate
They seem to
way that a
regard
lot of people
audience
can't.
demographics
And
as
he
a
says
problem
it
that needs to be fixed instead of the inevitable
like
result
it
of
is.
different groups of people having different
these
interests.
dumbass
And the
niggas,
thing is,
bro.
their
Oh
solution
my
is
God.
produce the worst possible outcome for
These
everyone. In the
dumbass-
case of the big box office franchises like Marvel,
Just
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings,
doobity dumb.
Star Trek, and others, which naturally
Doobity
tend to
boobity
skew
dumb.
towards a male audience, they made a conscious decision to tell more stories with female leads. A lot more. There's nothing wrong with that on the face of it, but whether or not it works all comes down to implementation. Instead of writing likeable and distinctly feminine characters
Yeah.
that complemented the existing male ones,
That would be
the
a
writers
good-
and
that would be
creatives
a
treated
good-
it more like a competition that only one
That would
side
be
was
a
ever
good
allowed to
idea,
win.
wouldn't
A
it?
story about a female protagonist learning to free herself from the oppressive demands of others and discover her true potential is a perfectly viable story to tell.
Yep.
The problems creep in when that becomes the only story that you
It's
ever
not good
tell.
for anybody
And
because
there's
they're messing up. Okay, so the female characters, the people who do want like female shit, they can't even get good stuff for that because the people who are making it, they aren't even making it good. They're just like, oh, there's a woman in it, buy it, whatever the fuck, or come see it for the sake of just wokeness and bullshit. That's literally their whole argument. That's their whole selling point to the whole thing. It's not good. There's nothing fucking good about it. Like that's what the problem is. Like, these niggas are retarded. And it's never gonna be good when it's done like that. But when you come at it from the angle, which they don't do, of like making a good movie, being genuine to the characters, if they could do that without prioritizing, which is always that's what the issue is, the priority. All right, so my camera cut off. I forgot what I was saying. I think I was somewhere around fucking. Oh yeah, they're shooting themselves in their own foot, man. And here's where it comes in at. Here's where they're doing it, bro. here's where they're doing that shit. When they, because they're fucking up. They're screwing both their audiences, man. You can't get the people who actually are here for the superheroes. It's for the boys. It's for superhero shit. It's for the boys, man. That's what it is. I'm sorry to tell you, but they can't please them because they're just like, fuck them niggas. Which, okay, but you can't please the other audience, the woke ass niggas. You can't please them because you're making dog shit. I mean, you could please. All they need to do is just focus on telling good stories. Like, stop with the all new, all different bullshit, new fucking woke shit, gay. Like, just let it all fall into place. As if the character is diverse, nobody cares. It's just the storytelling that y'all are doing is trash. Like. The MCU is a mess, and I got a whole other video that I'm making about that. But that's all. That's gonna be its own video, man. It's a disaster, and it's because of shit like this. And it's not just the MCU, but I'm thinking mostly about the MCU is the biggest example. An entire empire, top of the mountain, bro, crashing down because of this of this stupid ideology that they gotta push in everything. Every single thing, and they don't even think about it. Or maybe they do, and they just want their shit to happen. I don't know. Maybe they're like fucking cinematic terrorists. They're just like fucking kill our own shit. I don't know. Yeah. Let's like fuck it. Fuck our verse. We don't care. Destroy it. Yeah. A lot, nigga. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like these. Yeah, these niggas keep getting dumber every single time. Every movie, the guy characters get dumber. And dumber each time to an unbelievable degree. And it's like, why? Why are we doing it? I know why. We know why. And niggas act like it's not a problem. Like it ain't, like there's no issue going on here. Like there's no bull. There's no bullshit afoot. There's something afoot, man. There's something afoot, my nigga. All right, let me stop. I'll pause in it a lot, man. I'll pause in it too much. You know, I'll put my little input in. I like to piggyback off the drinker because he be spitting, bro. This nigga be spitting all kinds of facts.
Failed to win anyone over. Men were generally put off by the new crop of overbearing, aggressive, infallible girl bosses who seem to exist purely to show off and humiliate their male counterparts at every opportunity.
Bro.
While women failed to connect with them either because they represented masculine ideals that didn't come naturally to them in a genre that most of them didn't.
It's not even reality, my nigga.
In short, Hollywood's wasted billions of dollars chasing an audience that doesn't exist, and in the process they've gradually pushed away the one that did. On the flip side, look at what happens when you actually understand your target audience and make a film that caters specifically to them. Barbie was the biggest hit of 2023, and even if I personally didn't like
Barbie,
it,
nigga.
that doesn't matter one bit because it wasn't made for me. It was a movie written and directed specifically for women. Everything from its aesthetics to its dialogue to its themes and messaging were designed to appeal to female audiences, and it worked big time. Top Gun Maverick, on the other hand, was aimed primarily at men because it incorporated so many of the masculine tropes and themes that men traditionally find appealing. Action and explosions, advanced technology,
I actually haven't seen Top Gun Maverick yet because I haven't seen Top Gun.
Both of these films achieved massive success.
Don't get at me in the comments, man. I'm just young. I'm in my 20s, man. Like,
if the studios tried to incorporate elements that appeal to the opposite gender, like if Barbie's colorful exploration of female identity, empowerment, and self-actualization was interrupted by big macho action scenes with guns and explosions and technology porn, or Top Gun Maverick devoted lengthy sequences to a female pilot lamenting how difficult it is to gain respect in a male-dominated profession while maintaining her sense of feminine identity and her aspirations for marriage and family. In both cases, the core target audience would probably have rolled their eyes and thought, why did they have to inject this crap into my movie and totally spoil the fun? Well, congratulations, now you know how it feels to be a fan of any of the big franchises over the past decade or so. The thing is, I think the message is finally starting to sink in with the good people of Hollywood.
I don't know about that.
Maybe not the creatives, but definitely the soulless money men paying their salaries who've spent the past several years watching their profit margins slowly fall off a cliff. Like I said earlier, for every 50 or so actions, there's a belated reaction from Hollywood, and it's finally starting to happen now.
I don't know. See, I feel like everybody, like all these YouTubers, like all of them, like the Drinker, fucking, like Geeks and Gamers for sure. I don't watch Nerdrotic. I don't watch a lot of these niggas. I watch some of them here and there. Fucking Tyrone Magnus. I think like a lot of them have like this like hope that like they're coming around, like they're but they say that like people have been saying that forever. Like after every colossal failure, people are like, oh, and a big part of it is because you have people like these fake leakers or whatever, like spreading this misinformation. It's like feeding off of the hope, like oh they're making so many changes at the MCU. I swear every single MCU movie that is coming out, there's always like, oh, after, like, I remember after the Eternals flopped, they said like, oh, they're making corrections to the Multiverse of Madness to change the universe and fix everything. And then after people didn't like that, they said, oh, they're making corrections and changing things for the next. Like, and they do that with every movie. Like, they pretend like there's some kind of like like that they had some kind of revelation at Marvel, and they're like, oh fuck, what have we been doing, man? We've been making trash movies. Let's stop. Let's come to our senses, because it's flopped for the 82nd time consecutively. Like, no. Oh, y'all niggas are dumb, bro. Look, I'm sorry, not all of you, but there's no hope. Okay, it's over. There's no Star Wars isn't coming back. It's not. It's gone. George, there's nothing. It's over, bro. We're cooked. Same thing for Marvel. Same thing for DC. Same thing for everything. It's probably gonna be a long time before I see anything changing in the slightest. At best, the best that we could hope for is that they get better at like injecting their bullshit. Like they have been, like, some movies, some shows have been getting better with it, you know. Like, I can't think of The Boys is a great show, pretty woke, but they balance it out with, like, there's a lot of good story in there, like, so you can't really say nothing, and you really don't want to, because it's like, Homelander is great. They have great acting, great everything, and then they inject the bullshit. Like, they inject their stuff, they inject the garbage after all of that, right? They're getting better at it. That's the best we can hope for. But as far as, like, I mean, it's still like the same issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still not ideal as far as just making good stuff for the sake of making good stuff. It's still not that. We're never gonna have that. At least not for probably like maybe like 100 years from now, like after like this whole wave of like society has like fucked everything up. The world is like, you know what, maybe this wasn't it, you know. maybe this wasn't it, and let's double back on a lot of things that we've been thinking, man. And more people with common sense start coming around, and then maybe we'll get movies back, good movies that make sense, movies with real characters, movies with passionate storytelling that is heart from the heart, and that honors source material, characters, things of that nature. But it's not gonna be for a long time. We're stuck with garbage. Okay, I'm sorry to tell y'all. I'm sorry. I've heard this song and dance too many times, drinker. I like the critical drinker. I respect your opinion, man, but no, it's not. I've heard this so many times from so many people after every single bad movie that came out since this whole all the agenda stuff started. I mean, it's been around for a long time, but since it really kicked into high gear, like maybe like 2017, 2018, 2019, I've heard time and time again, they're realizing they're gonna stop, they're gonna change, they're losing too much money. They don't care, man. They have infinite money. When are you gonna understand this? They don't. If they cared about they know how to make money. All right, they know. They don't not know how to make money. What are you smoking on, man? It's over. We're cooked. If you're a fan of anything and you're not a psycho, you're cooked. You're cooked. Your goose is cooked. Okay, it's over, man. It's over. Accept it.